Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your monthly messages from Spirit Reading for May. This is your girl Mermaid Scales Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me here. This is a general reading for the Sun, Moon, Rising Venus, and or any other strong placement for the sign of Sagittarius. This is a general reading, so please keep that in mind. Don't only take what resonates with you and leave what doesn't for someone else who needs to hear this message. My intentions for this reading, Sagittarius, is to channel and provide messages from Spirit for you for anything that you need to hear right now about what's going on in your life, what's soon to come in your life, anything that I can give you clarity, insight, healing, guidance in regards to what you're going through at this time. And this could impact any aspect of your life, love and romance, career and finances, spiritual evolution, but whatever Spirit would like to talk about shall be said. So if you have any beings of the light that you would like to welcome into this space, specific angels, ancestors, spirit guides, maybe even passed down loved ones, you are welcome to ask them to join us here now. So let's go ahead and get your reading started. I'm first going to use my sound bowl to clear and set the energy for you guys. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in and tune into the energy of Sagittarius. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and see what's going on in your life that you need to be aware of, what's unfolding, what's happening behind the scenes that you may not be seeing right now. Anything that Spirit can provide is clarity, healing, insight, and guidance for you guys. Let's see, tell me what Sagittarius needs to know right now, Spirit. What does Sagittarius need to hear in this moment? Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. I love this. It says, shine from within. And it says, looks are only skin deep. True beauty shines from within, and it's time for you to shine. This is a time for self-acceptance and for revealing your true inner beauty. Sagittarius, you have a beautiful soul. You are uplifting. I can feel it from this card here that being around you is magnetic. You are a light in the room, and you don't even have to be the person that wants attention when you walk in. You just get it naturally. You vibrate at that level of frequency here. But you know what's kind of reading to me for some of you guys, if it's not your message, don't take it, but I wonder if some of you guys have been struggling a lot with self-image, self-love, and Spirit, God, the universe, if that is your message, does not want you to feel any sort of way that is less deserving of what you need to know of yourself. Maybe there's a certain individual in your life that was always critical, judgmental, especially of your looks. And Sagittarius, that person, if that is someone in your life, has nothing better to do but to bring other people down, most likely because they're not feeling great about themselves. So anyone that is critical, judgmental of you, I really do feel it's in a way because you shine so brightly. They can't handle that light. They don't know what to do with it. Instead of kind of basking in it, they want to dim it. And your light is not meant to be dim, Sagittarius. So if you have been feeling some type of way because of someone else or because of, again, society's expectations that are unrealistic, Spirit wants to say, oh no, Sagittarius, this is not going to be how you're going to feel moving forward because you are beautiful inside and out. And I feel a lot of you are discovering this beauty within. I do feel a lot of you are reassuring yourself that you are worthwhile, you are lovable, you are fun, you are kind. And I think that's not in a confident, cocky way to kind of say that about yourself. You are not in that vibration where you're arrogant at all. But Spirit is saying that if there is anything or anyone that's trying to dim your light, do not let it. Because your light is very needed right now in this moment, in this time. That's why you were brought here. I wonder if some of you guys are light workers, starseeds. If you don't know what a starseed is, look it up. I could do a whole video on that, which we're not going to dive into. But yeah, Sagittarius, this is your time to shine. There is something maybe even for some of you guys that an opportunity to step up, an opportunity to be in the spotlight. And it could be within your career. It could be, you know, some sort of opportunity to really express yourself. And don't be afraid to, because you are talented. You are gifted. That's amazing. Let's keep going. Tell me more. Tell me more of what Sagittarius needs to hear right now. Okay, you got 2 cards. Let's see. So you have Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted. Number 63. This is a deep card we'll talk about in 1 second. And then we have Groundhog Spirit. Time to let go. Wow, number 31. Okay, so for some of you that specifically has someone in your life that is a bit toxic, again, critical, judgmental, nothing you do is ever good enough, you feel, that's a karmic relationship. And whether it's a romance, I hope it's not, but if it is even, or even a family member, a friend, there's something that through this connection you're meant to teach each other. But it's not meant to bound you in this cycle of, you know, self-deprecation, you know, criticism. That it's actually what it was meant to do, Sagittarius, is to show you how bright you shine. Isn't it crazy how some of our energies have such an impact on other people? And instead of them kind of, you know, holding accountability for it, being honest with the triggers, because again, with this card here, you are not meaning to, you know, take anyone down. But with the light you exude, it does that to them. And it's because of their inability to work on themselves, to heal themselves. But don't let that be projected onto you. So with this Vulture card here, Sagittarius, again, like some of you are kind of wondering, you know, what's the purpose of what I've been through? Like, how come I haven't been able to maybe get that shining opportunity thus far? You know, every failure comes with a lesson. And none of us are safe from failure. We all fail, you know, and I think that we kind of have created this sort of scenario that we want to provide the world, that like our lives are perfect, especially with social media nowadays. You know, people don't post about the things they're going through usually. People don't post about the dips in the road. They post about their achievements. They post when they're, you know, have their hair done, makeup looking good, bodies right. That's when they decide to post and show it out there. But a lot of people don't post about the inner struggles. A lot of people don't post about, you know, the harder things in life. So it makes us feel really alone when we see everyone else doing so well, so amazing. Couple things about that. One thing, it's unrealistic, Sagittarius. And again, a lot of influencers, celebrities, they get paid to post that perfect image, okay? But secondly, you are not meant to compare yourself. We all have our own journeys, our own paths, and we're all meant to go down them in our own ways. And I think that by that constant comparison is kind of what's making you shine away from the spotlight, shine away from putting yourself out there, getting outside of the box. And you're a unique soul, Sagittarius. Again, some of you may be at times ashamed of your uniqueness, but your uniqueness is the special gift from God, from Spirit, from the universe that you're meant to bring to this world to progress it, to elevate it. So don't feel like you can't share what makes you uniquely you. That is the thing that's going to make you a star. Okay? Now, Groundhog Spirit, time to let go. There's something that's been holding you back. And you know, this little groundhog here is holding on to a heart. So I feel for some of you guys, it's been a very, you know, scary thing for you to be vulnerable, to be open. And again, for those I'm picking up on right here who may have had a past of bullying, particularly, you know, I can share you my story on that. I was bullied too. And I definitely feel as if I was a bit more imaginative, a bit more aloof, a bit more out there as a kid, and very sensitive. I've had these gifts ever since I was a child. I've been always very sensitive to energies, to people. And, you know, it would overwhelm me and it would make me kind of retreat. And, you know, I guess for some people that made me an easy target. Sagittarius, again, what I've come to realize about my own story is that, you know, by not being treated very well, by being treated pretty cruelly actually, it taught me compassion. It taught me empathy. It taught me that I would never want to treat someone the way I've been treated and make anyone feel that way. And even for some of you, through that story of, you know, judgment, criticism, bullying, whatever it was, you have something to share from that. You actually have a piece of that experience that is made you who you are today that is very special. So any fears around rejection, failure, whatever, I don't see that being your outcome, Sagittarius, with whatever it is that you want to shine in. I don't see that being your outcome at all. And if anything, it's build you to be the place where you're going to shine even brighter. So if there is an opportunity to, I don't know, for example, present to a large group of people in your workspace that you've been very nervous about, I think your speech is going to have a profound impact on people, more so than you may realize and that you're worried about. I think you're going to get a lot of recognition. I think even for some of you, you have the potential of fame. Now, whether that's on a global scale or something much more small in a community way, you are known. You have been talked about in rooms that you haven't even been entered in. And I feel, Sagittarius, the one thing that's holding you back is whatever has been in your heart space to make you feel like you can't do it. You're not worthy of it. You're going to be made fun of. You're going to be criticized for it. And another thing, we're always going to be criticized. There's nothing we can ever do that will appease everyone. I get comments that your videos are too short. Your videos are too long. You know, it's just never going to happen where you're going to do something that pleases everyone. So might as well do what you want anyway. Let's keep going. Tell me more. Wow. Oh, Sagittarius, master number 33 is in the house for you. And the message is, be gentle with yourself. Wow. Yeah, you know, and I totally get it. I have definitely struggled with this. I feel I resonate with you guys a lot as far as, you know, again, I grew up not only with bullying, but I was very criticized by my family. It's a trait they learned for generations. So I took that upon myself. People who have gifts and very, very talented gifts, I always see this and people talk about it too, are always the most critical of themselves. You know, they create a form of art, they put out a piece of work, they do a project, and then they go back once it's submitted saying, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that, if only I did this. It's definitely a mind that wants to succeed and do well. But what you do is already enough, and not even enough. It's better than what you even label it to be, is what Spirit wants to tell you. So Sagittarius, for whatever reason, if it's body issues, if it's self-worth, if it's, you know, feeling like what you've been trying to create isn't doing well, you've been very, very hard on yourself. And this is the part of what Spirit wants you to let go of. It's not serving you, Sagittarius, to have the inner saboteur being your main cheerleader. So I want you to focus on the words that you tell yourself. I want you to focus on the way you treat yourself. Do you treat yourself the way you treat your best friend? Because I promise you this, Sagittarius, the more you believe, the more you give yourself the pick-me-ups, the more you kind of transition out of, you know, tearing yourself apart to building yourself up, you will get to where you want to be, no matter what. That's the part of hope and faith that keeps us going and pushes us through and shines us the brightest. But, you know, I'm getting this feeling that Spirit wants to say to you, like, I wish you could see yourself the way us, our spirit teams, your angels, your spirit guides see you. Because we see you as an amazing being of light, someone that has so much potential, so much promise, so much talent. If only you could see yourself the way we see you, you would go the distance and you will get to where you want to go. You know, with master number 33 coming through, you could be seeing a lot of threes from the universe, 33, 333. Your birthday could be December 3rd, December 13th, November 30th, or November 23rd for some of you guys, just to provide as confirmations for a few of you. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Spirit, please give me 3 major energies of what's going on in Sagittarius's life right now. Knight of Wands, Sagittarius energy. And this is coming on from shine from within. There is a part of your soul that wants to shine, that wants to put itself out there, that has goals, that has tasks that they want to do, achieve, that wants to get outside of that box. A part of your soul is yearning for that, Sagittarius. And you know, again, like looking at this archer, I'm not very surprised to see as you are Sagittarius, but it's like most of the times, 8 times out of 10, you hit your mark. But you don't give yourself credit for all the times you hit the mark, for all the times you accomplish. You only give yourself the time and the credit for things you didn't succeed in. But if you were to look back in your life and see all that you've done, all that you've accomplished, I think a lot of people, if they had your story, would be celebrating themselves the way you should be as well. But yeah, Sagittarius, there is something very specific that you want to shine in. And again, if this Knight of Wands happens to be outside of yourself, there is someone that sees your potential. There is someone that sees that special light within you that knows is going to go far. So they may be making an offer to you, Sagittarius. And some of you already have gotten that offer. I feel it's career. I feel like it's a role or a job or being part of a project. But for some of you, it could be romantic. It could be friendship. But if it is romantic or friendship, they are truly, yes, you could be one of the most beautiful, handsome people to ever walk this earth. But truly what makes people yearn for you, want you, is the beauty you have within. It matches the outside, and it's beyond magnetic. It's beyond attractive. It's beyond alluring. Tell me more. Wow, okay. Then we have 7 of Pentacles, Taurus energy. So if you have felt like things have been a bit stagnant, things have kind of hit a plateau, it's because of this idea that things have happened that have gone to waste. You're not seeing that certain things that maybe didn't work out or didn't turn out for you could be used to fuel your next project, could be used to fuel your next ambition or goal. That is what Spirit wants to you to pay attention to. It was not all for waste. There was something to gain from it. It's specific for each and every one of you, and you're going to have to find out what that is. But it definitely can be used to fertilize your next dreams and goals. Again, I'm getting this comparison that Spirit wants me to say. You know, fertilizer is usually not, the greatest things on earth. What I mean by that, it's usually trash. It's usually old rotten food we throw out, quite literally cow manure. You know what it is, right? So even with the crappier stuff you've been through in life, the crappier experiences you've had, it is still a source of fuel for you, Sagittarius. And I feel, again, by believing elsewise, by believing that only the bad has happened for you to stay stuck, that is what Spirit wants you to let go of. Because if you were to fuel these ambitions, goals, dreams, whatever this is that you want to have in your life with constant reminders of you're not good enough, I can't do this, it's not going to grow farther. It's not going to go further. And Spirit very much wants you to, Sagittarius. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Sagittarius energy, Pisces energy for me as a reader as well, but this is in the upright. And this is under be gentle with yourself. So with the Wheel of Fortune, when I get it for myself, I know there's going to be, in a short period of time, things that are going to turn out really great and some things that are going to be a bit of a mess. Specifically, I'm going back to this day when I worked in the corporate world and I got the Wheel of Fortune, and I knew there was a big project coming up where I had to present to very high up people. So I was excited by that. But on my way, I'm having this coffee and I spill a bit on my shirt, and I was like, crap, like, what am I going to do? And instead I just put my blazer on, my jacket, and went forward with it. So what I'm trying to say, Sagittarius, is that with the Wheel of Fortune, when it comes up, yes, it's always a very good omen. I did a great job. I was known for that speech, and it gave me a little bit of a boost on my end. But there's things that are going to happen in and outside of our control. And there's some things that are just bound to happen, not to make you suffer, but just because I hate to say it, but shit happens. And it's kind of the fact that, are we going to choose to let that lower side of the wheel crush us, or are we going to find a way out of it to push us forward? Now, with the Wheel of Fortune as well, I do see certain things that happen to you were completely outside of your control. And maybe you wrongfully put blame on yourself for it, on things that no matter what you could have done, the outcome would have been different because there's other people that were a part of it that would not have behaved differently if you chose any other way. So, Spirit also wants to say, Sagittarius, there could have been certain karmic things that had to happen in this lifetime, but with whatever it is you held accountable for was something that you really shouldn't. And it could have been something that, didn't play out, something that you perceived to be a failure. But almost as if with the Wheel of Fortune, like with what didn't happen, what didn't follow through, was not meant to be yours. I can see that here. And that is a way of showing us a better version of what we can have. But it's been crushing you to think that you had something to do with that, Sagittarius. Yes, I know it usually takes two to tango. Yes, I know cause and effect. But whatever this is you've been particularly hard on yourself with, had nothing to do with you. And you took too much on to where it's kind of, again, holding you back. Spirit wants to make that very, very clear here. But as you build yourself up again, as you pick yourself back up again, you're going to see, as you are your best cheerleader, you are your best friend, how much easier you'll be able to push through the kind of harder times. Bottom of the deck, the Knight of Swords. Yeah, Gemini energy. So, Sagittarius, I feel as if, there is still a lot to accomplish. There's still a lot to get done. And I feel a part of what will get you to where you want to go. Again, this is two knights here. They're all about movement. There's certain things that you have to remove as a block. And for some of you with the Knight of Swords, it could be mental. It could be the things people said to you in the past that you still hold on to. But that should be your sword. And I do feel as you push through, as you push on, as you get through every day, things are going to start to turn up. Your fortune, your luck will change because you are starting to feel more and more worthy of yourself and what you need to have to succeed. Things are changing, Sagittarius, and even with the Wheel of Fortune, things could be changing very fast. But know that all the experiences you had, the good and the bad, all led to who you are now. How do you want to go about it? Even, moving forward, there's going to be certain instances that are out of your control. But how do you want to take that head on? I do feel as if you're more powerful than you realize, Sagittarius. And that's what Spirit wants to remind you with Shine From Within. You are a force to be reckoned with. And once you kind of discover that, I don't think there's much that could stop you. All right, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and get one more card here from the Rose Oracle deck. And I'm going to read the excerpt from the book because I believe Rebecca Campbell just writes it so beautifully. I want to share it with you guys. But is there anything else that Sagittarius needs to hear right now to provide clarity, healing, insight, and guidance for Sagittarius Spirit? Okay, the Child Within. Okay, so some of you, again, these sources of, criticism, judgment comes from the inner child that wants to be taken care of, that wants to be heard, but then nourished after the inner child has been expressed. The fear of rejection, the fear of failure, the fear of judgment. Then how can you heal that child that you didn't maybe get before? Let's go ahead and read the excerpt. Okay. So it says, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, and tenderness. We can be so hard on ourselves, expecting to heal according to a schedule and beating ourselves up when we make a mistake. The Rose wants us to release all hardness from our bodies and all hurt from ourselves, to find a way to soften, to remember that no matter what has happened, is happening, or will happen, we're all innocent children of the stars and the earth. The flowers are here for us. They're a safe, soft place to remember. They want you to nurture the child within. This is a card of gentle reassurance and compassion. It brings a message of gentle understanding and tenderness. It reminds you to treat yourself like the innocent child that you are, to take your inner child and let them rest deeply in the soft petals of your heart. We all have a child within us who at some point went into exile because they were hurt or because the world didn't feel safe. And no matter how much we've grown, when we as adults are hurt or triggered, it's normal to regress to this age and feel overwhelmed by the original emotion. And while we can't change the past, what we can do is scoop up the child within and place them in the soft petals of the rose of our own heart. Yeah, so even for some of you guys with the night energy here, I wonder, if it was a defense mechanism, if someone tried to talk about it or to encourage you to either just kind of retreat, to kind of defend, to fight. But, Spirit wants you to know, Sagittarius, that it's time to soften. It's time to soften for yourself, most importantly. That doesn't mean that you don't have to tell people when they're crossing boundaries or lines, but, there may be a point of where you've overprotected yourself, that it's kind of barricaded you from going farther, afraid of the reactions. And this is what Spirit is bringing to your attention of what you need to hear right now is maybe you've been putting off some self-care. Maybe you've kind of been, again, shrugging certain times where you need to really be there for yourself and just carry on and push harder and push through. But your inner child does need to be heard, it does need to be loved, and it does need to be nurtured, because a part of that is what's going to continue to flourish and grow. And if you've been at the bottom of the wheel, you're about to get to the top very soon. But make sure you're prepared, make sure you're ready, because whatever's to come from the shine that you will be asked to do, that you'll be asked to step up for, you'll be at your very best, ready to take on whatever there is to come. And knowing even if there are times we make mistakes, there's always a way back out of it. So thank you so much, Sagittarius, for joining me for this reading. I really hope it resonated with you. I hope it provided you with the clarity, insight, healing, guidance that you were looking for by watching this message. And if it has, please let me know. Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. I love you, Sagittarius, very much, and I'll see you next time. Take care, Sagittarius.